Welcome to the demonstration of Assistedge Excel Automation. In this demonstration, we are going to implement Assistedge Excel Automation activities in an automation process. We will use activities like Excel loop, write to Excel, and break loop to automate fetching temperatures for different city names by using Google Web Application. The data source for the different city names will be present inside an Excel sheet. The automation will process every row present inside this sheet. Once the Google application loads the result for the city fetched from Excel, we will capture the temperature and write the results back to the Excel sheet. The Excel loop will be terminated using break loop if the temperature exceeds 70 degrees. Let's have a look at the Excel file that we will be working on. The Excel file has one sheet, cities. The sheet contains headers as city with city names and temperature is left blank. Let's begin by creating this automation process in the Automation Studio. Drag and drop the Excel loop activity onto the process canvas and connect it with the start node of the process. Select the Excel file location and select cities sheet. As the sheet has headers, check has headers. Click the setting icon. The Studio has by default configured these columns and their data type. The headers can be reused to create corresponding parameters. For processing the data of the sheet with every loop, the data of the corresponding columns will be stored in these respective parameters. Upon confirming the parameters, the arguments are created in the argument window. The Excel loop is now ready for automation. Next, we will configure an application to get the temperature. We will be using Google Web Application to achieve this. Double-click the Excel loop, drag and drop the application activity. From Select an Application drop-down, click on Add New Application. Select Application Type as Web Apps, provide application name, and input the login and search URL of Google homepage. Configure the preferred browser and save the application. The search query that needs to be typed on Google will be city along with the weather. For this, drag and drop the assign activity on the canvas before the web application. Assign city parameter as city appended with the string of space and weather. We'll configure the application to fetch the temperature. Click on the settings gear to launch the browser for configuring the application. Configure the search text box to set the value of the text box to the parameter of city. Make sure to provide display name and save the step. Next, we'll send enter key to search the result from the web page. Hover on the text box and click it. Select action as send key. Select enter key and provide keystroke as 1. Provide the display name. After saving the step, next manually search for the temperature of any city. Once the result is displayed, start the configuration to get the text of the temperature. Select the action as Get Text. The captured temperature has to be stored in the parameter of temperature. Select variable name as temperature. Provide the display name and save the step. Once all the steps are configured, click Save Configured Fields and return to Studio. We have successfully configured the web application to fetch the temperature for every city present inside the Excel sheet. The next step is to write the temperature value back to this Excel sheet. So drag and drop Write to Excel after the web application. The Write to Excel will write the data on the temperature column with values stored in the temperature argument. Next, in case the temperature exceeds 70 degrees, we will break the loop. Drag and drop the if activity. Enter the expression. If the condition evaluates to true, we will break loop. Drag and drop the break loop activity in the then block of the if activity. The final step will be to test the process. Set up the environment to instantiate the configured process. This launches the browser window with the search URL page loaded. It is on this page where the automation executes, hence don't close the window before the test run is completed. Click Test Run. All the configured automation properties will now run. Once the test run is successful, open the Excel sheet. The temperature column now contains the data with the captured temperature. Hence, we have successfully configured the automation process by implementing activities like Excel loop, write to Excel, and break loop. Now that we have completed this demonstration, can you create an Excel automation process to fetch the population of the cities from an Excel sheet? Make sure to explore other videos. Happy automating!